Good evening, tubers. Matt M. Roy back once again. Well, I thought I was going to be late tonight, but my client came and left in record time. It was amazing how fast I was able to complete that transaction. Starting this a few minutes early, as I usually do, just to make sure we don't have any technical glitches. So, hopefully, everybody can hear me out there in YouTube land. I still try to get as close as I can to this microphone. I am a little nasally right now, so you have to bear with me. Still dealing with some seasonal allergies at the moment, as Eric Brunhammer is. I felt bad for him. I was watching his live stream earlier, and man, I could see he was hurting, and I know exactly what he's feeling. I'm the same way. Awesome. I did get your message, Eric. I haven't had a chance to respond yet because ever since I got home, I've been getting ready for this client to come, and they came and left really quickly. So we got 15, 16 likes, and this clock is unbelievably wonky right now. We suppose we have 16 likes, 0 watchers, and I know that's not the case. Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking tech, and I have a few surprises for everybody here. I'm going to wait a little bit to tell you, but basically, what I want to talk about, other than answering your questions, is I want to talk about some of the tools that you might need when refurbishing computers, and this also goes for building new systems to a small extent. But mainly what I'm showing you here is getting computers prepared for resale, i.e., cleaning them up, making sure they are top notch for the next user. So I see Classic Mobile Home is here. George Blakely is here. Nick Roberts, Victor De La Fuente. I'm doing just fine. And Eric, I can't wait to hear about that computer build. Hopefully, I'll be able to watch that later on. I don't know when you're going to upload that, but I'm looking forward to it, let's say. All right. We're almost at 7 o'clock right now. And if you look in the back there, well, I'm waiting for the clock to strike 7. You can see I was watching the 8-bit guy. He's restoring a Commodore 64 and the disk drive, too. And it's been a very interesting video. Apparently, he was getting the scuffs and the marks off the disk drive with baking soda. Believe it or not, he put it on there and he rubbed it in. And he was having trouble. If you look at the louvers on there where his fingers are right now, he's having trouble getting the baking soda off. So it looks like he's using like a piece of sandpaper to kind of push it out of those little louvers. And I get it. I guess that would work. But for me, what always works when cleaning things like that, get yourself a toothbrush. They're perfect for getting in there and cleaning out the little crevices. So, hey, maybe I should message that to him and say, hey, look, do you ever think about maybe using some type of toothbrush or one of those little bottle brushes? All right, we're almost at 7. I'm going to do the intro again as soon as it hits 7. So we'll wait here just a minute. All right, 7 o'clock. Welcome, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back once again, back with another tech-related live stream. Everybody's fine in the family, Victor. We're doing just great. Dad's downstairs relaxing. This one is going to be for you guys. I do have a few top tips that I am going to talk about as this live stream goes forward. But what do you want to talk about? What questions do you have for me? I know everybody has been asking. They're like, Matt, yeah, we love your cooking videos. We love your vlogs. We love your blogs, but we want more of the tech videos. So you asked. You guys are going to get it. Just let me know what kind of questions you have out there. I'm going to go ahead and open up the YouTube studio here real quick. If it'll cooperate with me. I've been having issues with that again. Yeah, here we go. No comments. All right, so we'll just have to go with the live chat for now. 6 watchers, 18 likes. Man, I tell you, I still don't think that thing's accurate. Okay, well, we're waiting for questions to come in. I want to go ahead and show you a few of the items that I use when I am refurbishing these computers, because when I get these computers in, they're nasty. I'll be honest with you. That pallet of computers that I got a few weeks back, they were dirty, they were dusty. There was things on the outside of the computer cases that are probably best left to the imagination. They had dust bunnies in there up to wazoo. Some of them had this really fine powdery dust that I can only describe as very reminiscent of toner, like you would find in a laser jet printer toner cartridge, which it probably was. I mean, maybe some of these computers spent their lives in duplication facilities, like in maybe Staples or Office Depot, where they do a lot of copying. So to clean these computers out properly, you need to have certain tools. I'm going to go over a few of those right now. And this is it's not really a trade secret, but it's my secret. And the thing that I absolutely have to have whenever I'm refurbishing these computers is Goo Gone. Goo Gone is a product proudly made in the USA, says it right here on the back of the bottle. Um, Actually made in Gurney. What does that say? Gummy, Illinois. What this is generally used for is getting things like gum, tree sap, glue, sticker adhesive. That's the big one for computers. Candle wax. This is very good for removing all of that sticky stuff that is stuck on to different surfaces that you just can't get off any other way. Now, I will say this, Goo Gone, you really have to watch it. This can and will fade carpet if left on there and not properly washed off, and it's the same for car paint. I've used this to get like the tar off the bottom of vehicles, and there were a couple times I didn't clean it off properly and it stayed on there and it did start to fade the paint. But on computers, for getting things like old product keys off, if you're upgrading to a new version of Windows, getting stickers off, all these computers I get, and this is a great example here, always have these stickers on them. I don't know if I can do this, but you could see like they wrote on here what the specs are. Well, when I'm done working on them, I have to remove that because I totally changed the specs. So getting the residue off of those stickers works absolutely fantastic for that. So number one thing in my arsenal when I am refurbishing computers, Goo Gone. Make sure you get the actual Goo Gone. Don't get like the one that's designed for like cleaning off things in dishes. You want the absolute thick original Goo Gone. George Stewart, my wife got me a special clay that you press along with holes and outlets. It really cleans deep. I have heard about those, but not for computers. I've heard of like the clay bars that the classic car people use to clean off the paint on their cars. It supposedly works really well. It's a deep cleanser, but it doesn't scratch the paint either. So good point there. I'll have to maybe look into something like that. All right, awesome computers. Thanks for stopping by. That's cool. I'll see you on the next live stream. All right, so two other things that you absolutely have to have when you are refurbishing computers. You need to have window cleaner. And yeah, this is not the original bottle. You can see it says window cleaner. It's got a picture of one of the minions on it. I don't know. I just was feeling weird one day and I just decided to stick the minion on there. I don't know who is the one with the one eye. I can never remember. Is that Bob? No, I think Bob has the two eyes. But anyway, window cleaner. I'm not going to say Windex because Windex is a brand, but any ammonia-based cleaner works fine, and that's good for cleaning off the computers once you have used the Goo Gone. So Goo Gone first, Windex, or I shouldn't say that, window cleaner next. And of course, you're not going to be wanting to use paper towels or napkins because that's going to leave a white filmy residue and all that lint. So what I like to use, I get these at Aldi. Microfiber towels work great for that. Now, don't cheap out on your microfiber towels. The cheap ones, like the Sham Wow ones that you guys saw on TV, they're not absorbent. All they'll do is smear all the cleaner around. You want to get some good quality ones. These are very thick and very absorbent. You can get them anywhere. AutoZone sells them. Walmart sells them. Again, these I just got at Aldi on clearance. And something to go along with the Goo Gone that I use on those really stubborn stickers. What I'll do is I'll let the Goo Gone sit on there for a minute, and then I'll get a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. And I will say that because that's actually what this is. This is not one of those cheap knockoffs that you find at Dollar Tree. This is the real deal Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. All right, no more questions yet. We'll wait a couple more minutes. I was hoping that we would get a spirited debate going on here, but that's okay. I know it's Saturday night. Some of you probably have dates. Some of you may be watching some sporting events, though those of us that are a little on the nerdy side are doing things like this. All right, so next thing you need for refurbishing your computers, good utility knife. And this is not necessarily a great one. This is a Dollar Tree one that I got. Actually, no, I take it back. This is one that I got at Real Deals when I was up in New York. But it's a decent one. It's got the perforations in there. So as they wear, the blade, that part of the blade will just that part of the blade will just break off, and it'll allow you to keep using it. And these are even refillable. I think, if I remember correctly, this one even came with a refill cartridge. So again, these are really good. If you put the Goo Gun on there, it's really good for kind of getting those stickers off. You want to be careful though, because these will scratch the case if you're not careful. But again, something you definitely need. And also, when I rebuild the computers, I like to put zip ties in there to make all the cabling look nice, and good for cutting the zip ties off too. Hopefully the system sells quickly. Okay, this is the system Eric was talking about. i7-4790, excellent processor. Z97 board, 32 gigs RAM, and a GTX 960. It's a pretty nice system right there, definitely. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the same processor that's in mine right here is the i7-4790, except I only have 16 gigs of RAM. Ooh, maybe I need to do an upgrade, huh? What do you guys think? You know what? I know what I need to do to entice some people to do a super chat. If you guys super chat on any of these tech live streams, I am going to put that money towards upgrading the XPS 8700. And I think the next upgrade on this is going to be memory, because I don't think I'm going to have the money to replace it anytime soon. So I'm looking to do some upgrades to this in the near future. Jeff goes, Matt, you mentioned that you never clone hard drives when upgrading because of certain issues. What issues you have run into? Always clone when upgrading from conventional to SSD. No issues ever. Okay. When it comes to cloning conventional hard drives, I don't have any problems. I can clone a conventional motor hard drive or motorized hard drive one to another, no problems at all. I usually use partition magic or parted magic, which is like it's a Linux version, very similar. It just runs in Linux. When it comes to doing a clone from a conventional hard drive to a solid state hard drive, I've had a lot of issues. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't clone hard drives on a regular basis, because when you clone a hard drive, say a customer, just for an example, is buying a new computer and they want me to transfer their data from the old computer to the new computer. Generally, I won't clone the hard drive, because when you clone the hard drive, you're cloning all of the issues that old operating system had. The only instance I can think of where I might clone a hard drive is, say someone bought a computer from me and they brought it back a couple of weeks or a month later and the motherboard died and they wanted to keep that installed. Then yes, I might actually clone that hard drive. But for the type of work that I do, I just don't have a need to do it that often. So bearing that in mind, it's probably been 2 years since I've tried to clone any hard drive. And I know the software has gotten better over that time. So I may have to revisit it again. If the situations change and I find that I need to clone hard drives more frequently, then I may go ahead and just update my cloning software. Hired gun. Thank you, George Stewart, for the $2 super chat. By the way, I'm not going to forget. If you guys send a super chat, I will call you out, because I mean that's really above and beyond what I would expect from anybody. Hired gun. I have used a drive toaster to clone hard drives to SSDs for years. Never had a problem. And that is definitely something I'll be looking into getting, is a drive toaster with multiple bays, because right now I only have a single bay. So when I used to have to clone hard drives, I would have to either use multiple toasters. At the time I did have more than one, or I would use this is going to sound really ghetto, but what I would actually do is I would butcher a old external hard drive enclosure when I was throwing away. I would take out the works and I would use that to clone the hard drive. So yeah, I at the time, to be honest, in the interest of full disclosure, I wasn't using the best equipment, so that probably was part of the reason I had issues. But yes, if I decide that I need to clone hard drives more in the future, that will definitely be interesting. Investing in either a 2 or, yes, yep, I got you, maybe even a 4-bay external enclosure. 4-bay, wow! I didn't even know they made a 4-bay. The last time I saw it, the only ones I ever saw were 1 or 2 bays. Nope. I tell a lie. My buddy Jeff, and I hope he attends one of these one day, had a 3-bay one, and what it actually was, it had 2 3.5-inch desktop size bays, and then one for laptop, so 2.5-inch bay. It's an old girl now. Man, if it works, it works. I mean, the one I have down there, I've had, and once again, my buddy Jeff gave it to me a while back. I probably had that for 2 years now, and it really does still work well. I really can't fault it, but it's only a 1-bay, so I really need to look that up. So let's see, I'm gonna look up 2-bay ones right now. 2-bay hard drive toaster. And if you look it up that way on eBay, you may not find the best ones, because they're not always called toasters. Sometimes they just call them docks, hard drive docks. Got a $5 super chat from Mark Covington. So what I need to do, I'm going to start a page here. That way I know that the money that comes in for this, for my next the money I get from YouTube for my next, AdSense check, this amount will have to go to upgrading the XPS 8700. So we got Mark Covington, $5. And we have George Stewart. Oh, forgot the W there. Sorry, George. I'm going to round. I'm just going to say $2 because it'll be close enough. Okay, so, thank you, Hired Gun. He gave me the link to that. Uh-oh. The link didn't work, but I can look it up by the name there. StarTech 4. And I have to say, I love this Logitech keyboard. For those of you that missed the live stream, I bought 2 of these from the CHKD in Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach. These are the K750 external, supposedly Mac only keyboards, but they work fine on a PC. And these are solar powered, so I never have to replace the batteries. Saves me some money on batteries in the long run. Yeah, I got it, Hired Gun. I don't know why that link was not working. Wow. Man, they want a lot of money for these. $75, $76. I'm going to go ahead and save that page, though, just for the future. But, I mean, I see some on eBay like, Here's one. It's a dual bay USB 3.0. This is actually very similar to the Initech one that I had a long time ago. This one does have cloning capabilities too, apparently. Actually, I'm going to share this with you guys because some of you might be interested. This is one I found on eBay and actually does have a good product rating. Let's see what they say about it. Again, this is the 16, I don't know why they say 16 terabyte, 16 terabyte dual bay USB 3.0, 2.5 inch, 3.5 inch SATA hard drive bay. Great product. I received it earlier than I expected. All I had to do was plug it in and put my hard drives in. I'm very happy. Thank you. So yeah, that might be a good option too. It's a lot cheaper than the one that Hired Gun showed me on eBay. So it may not last as long, but for $36, it's a lot less expensive. Eric goes, honestly, at the price of a second gen Ryzen processors right now, it may make more sense to build a new system now. Yeah, they have gone up recently in price. I haven't really priced them out myself, but I'm going by what a lot of my friends have told me, and yeah, they have definitely went up in price. Mark Covington said he has a multifunction hard drive bay. I'll have to look into that one. Might be better off getting that one for 15. Telling you guys are a plethora of information. I always appreciate that. I don't pretend to know everything, and that's why it's good to have a good subscriber base. Oh, cool. That's funny. All 30 seasons of of The Simpsons are now available on Disney Plus because I guess apparently they're not going to be available on Netflix anymore. It's going to be like a proprietary thing. He was watching this ad and the scene where Chief Wiggum is eating breakfast at the Simpsons house, and he's a really heavy guy anyway, so he eats one more. It looks like Cocoa Puff, and his belt buckle breaks, and you see his big gut just sprawled all over the kitchen table. I'll tell you, The Simpsons. I'm not a huge fan of the show, but it does have its moments. Sometimes I'm always more of like a Family Guy, American Dad person. All right, boy, I am so sorry, everybody. My allergies are absolutely terrible today. And one thing I need to do is stop leaving my window open. But honestly, I find it's better to circulate the air in the house. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't imagine the Ryzen chips being about the same price as a 9900K. But I guess when you think about it, I mean, the Ryzen chips really are that good. I mean, Intel, you really have to go with like a high-end i9 to beat the performance you get from a Ryzen chip. You really would. So, but the thing about it is AMD's ace in the hole was always their prices. They were always less, far less in most cases than Intel's comparable chips. So now I think they're doing themselves a real disservice by upping the prices like that. Eric goes, now that I'm installing Windows on the computer, I am reminded of why I hate Windows. I can't say I hate Windows. I'll be honest with you, Linux used to drive me crazy because of driver support. When I used to run Ubuntu and Lubuntu and Linux Mint, I always had issues with video drivers and even sometimes with network drivers. And at the time, I didn't have my room wired for Ethernet like everywhere in my room, so I would have to go with wireless cards. And back then, good luck finding a wireless card that would work in Linux, or at least work properly in Linux. Oh, we definitely got a debate going on here. I'll let that one stay into the chats because Again, I am not an expert when it comes to Ryzen builds. Mr. Jimmy, AMD Athlon 200 GE for the price is a good CPU. It's like 50 US on sale, saw it as low as 40. To look that one up. I mean, the Athlon now is definitely relegated to the budget builds, but they can still have some decent processors. Let me look. Let me look it up on that one. Yeah, I'm looking at prices. Newegg has for 59. Amazon they want like 63. 5 computing cores, so 2 CPU and 3 GPU. See, that gets me. That to me, that's false advertising, and they've done this ever since the FX processors. Go 5 computing cores, and people are like, "Oh wow, look, for the price, I'm getting a 5-core system. Wow, what a bargain!" No, 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 no. You are getting a dual core processor with 3 GPU cores. There is a difference, and it's a big difference, really. I mean, to be honest with you, I would actually rather have something like an i3 with a dual core and a hyper-threaded and 2 hyper-thread processors. So you're actually looking at 2 logical cores and 2 actual cores. So Windows sees that as like a quad core system. I always found that very deceitful on AMD's part. But you know what? That's business, unfortunately. Mr. Noob OG, do you collect PC games? Well, I used to. I've actually run out of room to put them. I do have a pretty extensive collection of early DOS games, and then, later Windows 95, 98 games, things like that. Does it have the Vega? Okay. All right. Yeah, it does have the Vega 3 graphics. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, I'm not faulting the processor. I mean, what are the other specs there? It's 14 nanometers, so it's going to be decently efficient. 35 watts, it's still acceptable. Can handle up to 95 Celsius, which if you push an AMD CPU hard enough, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see you hitting that temp or close to it. 4 megs of level 3 cache, which is again pretty good for this day and age. 4 threads, again 3 cores. Okay, so I misread that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say that again. So this one is actually like the i3 processor. So it's got 2 computing cores, 4 computing cores, 2 logical, 2 actual. So that's not actually that bad. I would consider that. That would give you decent performance, decent performance for your money, actually. Victor Del Fuente, what type of hard drive would you recommend to be the best? Well, in this day and age, I would always recommend a solid state hard drive, an SSD, at least for your boot drive. And I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about 2 of the SSDs that are my favorites right now. Not just, well, for 2 reasons. One, for price, right, they're right at the right price point, and they're actually at the right performance as well. And they're very reliable, and that is the PNY. I'll only move my finger out of the way here. PNY CS900 series. I have 2 of them here. I have the 120 gig model and the 240 gig model. Right now at Best Buy, the 120 gig one is $23.99, and the 240 gig model is $34.99. So for an extra $10, you get double the space. So I would recommend this one over the 120, although the 240 is much harder to find. These go really fast. And the 240 gig SSD boasts 535 megabit per second read speeds and 500 megabit per second write. The 120 boasts 515 megabits per second reads and 490 megabit per second write speeds. And I will tell you that they're pretty darn close to that. As a matter of fact, I tested both of these with Crystal Disk Mark, and honestly, they both got about the same. I was getting about 520 reads, and I would say writes were about the 460, maybe 480 mark. So pretty darn close to what they're boasting here. And these are very reliable SSDs. I've been using the PNY CS900 series now for about a year, about as long as they've been out, honestly, and I've not had one come back bad yet. Eric goes, when people used to get really confused with the AMD, the A6, A8, A10s from AMD, thinking they were 6, 8, and 10 cores. Yeah, and it was the same thing when Intel came out with the i3, i5, i7s. They were like the i3s were not 3 cores, the i5s were not 5 cores, and the i7s were not 7 cores. And the whole thing about it is it made sense with the Core 2 series because most of the Core 2s were dual core, and the Core 2 duos were dual core. The Core 2 quads were quad core. It just made a lot more sense that way. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I'll try to show my PC collection. I have done it in the past. If you search my videos way back, I've shown most of my vintage systems. I don't have a huge collection right now, though. I mean, I've thinned out the herd mainly because my life has been changing over the past year, and I just can't really afford to hold on to computers that I'm not going to be using. Nick Roberts, sucks for using a hard drive for newer AAA title games from a hard drive. It takes a long time to load. Using an SSD, it's fast, but a lot of games these days are over 50 gigs. Yeah, yeah, and with what do they call them? The expansion packs and all the updates you have to do for games now. Yeah, a lot of people just can't afford to game on an SSD. It's just not worth it. And I just completely lost a flash drive. Well, you're in good company, Eric. I've done that in the past, and that reminds me, I need to copy the flash drive I use for installs because the only one I have right now, and if I lose that, I am up you know what creek without a paddle. Mark Coveney, about how many PCs do you currently own? Oh my gosh, we had this question the other night. All told, probably about 40, 45, but most of those are my stock, the PCs I'm reselling. So just to give you a rough estimate there. Excuse me. Allergies are, I cannot tell you, this time of year, I could feel it in my chest, in my nose, in my head. It's just everywhere. Eric says, I just installed Windows on this computer and it's doing something weird and I need to reinstall it again. Yeah, I forget who it was, but somebody mentioned that with the latest build of Windows, with the latest feature update for the latest build of Windows, they've been having a lot of glitches, and I've been running into that too recently. If you have an older install, an older version, like maybe on a flash drive, try doing that one, and I think you're gonna have better luck. And don't update it if at all possible. 8 laptops and 4 desktops for Nick Roberts. So you have a nice collection going there too. And the drive just disappeared. Well, maybe try loading it up again. Another thing you can try, I've had computers, believe it or not, that did not like having Windows installed from a flash drive. So what I actually do for those systems, I use the Windows Media Creation tool, same one I've used for making the flash drives, except I make a good old DVD. That's right. I mean, most computers nowadays still have a DVD drive, and I'll just install Windows that way. Perfectly acceptable to do that. You don't really have any glitches doing it. It's just a little bit slower. No, I got you, Eric. I believed you. I believe you lost it. Believe me, I've done it too. Dunce, 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 dunce. No, I don't have the blade out. Nick Roberts, I hope Microsoft just sticks with Windows 10 at this point. They really don't need to make a new OS, and they're not going to. Everything I've heard and read about has said that they're taking a page out of Mac's book and Apple's book, and they're going to just go ahead and do feature updates for Windows 10, but not going to like go to a Windows 11 or Windows 12. Now, that being said, we never know what the future holds, so they might change their minds. You never know. Where are we at? 35 minutes, 20 likes, or 20 watchers, and 26 likes. Awesome. Just making sure I haven't missed any other super chats. Nope, nothing yet. I still have not actually done this yet. And the last live stream I did last night, and I'll give you, you know what? Oh, we got time. I'll give you guys a chance to do it again. I picked up this Chuo Choker Exploding Coal chocolate bar here. Now, I'm fasting tonight. I really don't want to eat this, but if I can get $20 total in super chats before the end of this live stream, I'll polish this off live for you. I'm going to feel real guilty at the end, so make me work for it, folks. If you guys want to see me polish this off, we'll do a food review. It's going to be interesting too because this has got the it's dark chocolate with exploding charcoal. And I've heard that it's a real experience. Like when you chew on it, you can actually feel the charcoal explode in your mouth. And I'll tell you what it tastes like. No, I'm not going to just eat it. I'm going to, you know what? I do a lot on YouTube, and I think that I need to have an incentive to fundraise because, ad revenue is down right now. The super chats help. I don't like to, solicit money per se, but I think doing stuff like this makes it more fun and it gives you guys some bang for your buck. So if you do want to see me do it, $20, end of the live stream, I'm going to eat it. And let's see. Well, wait a minute. We're already part way there. We're already $7 in. What is your opinion on YouTube alternatives like Vlari? Oh, okay, there we go. Bashoot and Ibri. I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of any of them. I remember Vimeo back in the day, but no, never have. Victor Del Fuente. I recently went to a pawn shop and I got a Windows 8 for $29.99. What's your thoughts on it? Windows 8. Are you talking about a Windows 8 computer or the Windows 8 software? Before I answer that question, let me know. But either way, well, it doesn't really matter. Windows 8 was a very stable, a very reliable operating system. It was just designed and tailored more towards tablets. The tablet interface, that arrow interface, drove most people nuts. Computer, okay. You can keep Windows 8 on there, but you can still upgrade. If you have a Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows 8.1 computer, you can upgrade to Windows 10 for free. They never got rid of that. Believe it or not, you can still get Windows 10 for free. All you have to do is download the Windows Media Creation tool, create it, put it on a flash drive or burn it to a DVD, and you can install and upgrade that computer. You don't even have to do a fresh install, though I would recommend doing a fresh install because if that came from a pawn shop, you have no idea what might be on there. But if you don't want to do that, you can actually just do an upgrade within Windows from Windows 8 to Windows 10. Tyler, hey Matt, how you doing? Sipping on some rum, just relaxing tonight. Now that sounds good to me. I haven't drank in a long time though. I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing well. I know that I know you said the weather was kind of bad out that way. Mr. Jimmy, I just bought a $3 key off eBay for Windows 10 when I built my new PC. Yeah, you can get some great deals on eBay. I've done that quite a few times, not recently, but in the past. And what it really is, there are two different ways you can get keys really cheap on eBay. Number one, bulk licensing, where companies bought a whole bunch of keys really cheap and they didn't use them all, so they'll go ahead and sell them on eBay. And then the other kind is scrap. And what that basically is, companies will get a boatload of computers in for scrap. A lot of times, like an accident, and they were transporting computers. The semi had an accident, and they were written off by the insurance company, and the scrap they were sent to the scrap yard. And what they'll do is they'll take the keys off. Usually they'll put them in a database, and then once they get enough, they'll go ahead and list them on eBay for sale real cheap. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It is a legal gray area because technically, if you listen to what Microsoft says, the keys aren't really transferable, but most people are not going to bother you. If the Windows is activated, it's activated. It really doesn't matter. Tyler goes, weather was gorgeous, too, in the 40s. Wow. For where you are this time of year, that's impressive. That really is. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't do that on here, but it's been a long day. Right now, Luke is playing with my old computer case and some other stuff, saying he is building this computer. Starting him early. That's really good. I wish I got started earlier. My parents were never really into computers. We didn't get our first computer until I was 8 or 9 years old. And that was that old Tandy 1000. Actually, it was a Tandy 1200 HD to be specific. I wish I still had that computer. I threw that away like a dummy when I was young and stupid because it had one of those old MFM hard drives that had the really bad stiction problems. And I went to turn on one day and just wouldn't, it just wouldn't turn on. And I didn't realize back then it was really easy to get them working. You just had to oil the stepper motor. Sonic Wang says, if you hit 50 likes, eat the chocolate bar. Not 50. If we get up to 80, all right, this is what I'll do. We got another 20 minutes here. I'm going to go to an hour. If I get to $20 in super chats or 80 likes, 80, I'll eat this thing live before it ends. And I really don't want to kill my diet, but yeah, I guess I got to do it if we get to it. Though it's not too bad. It's be 430, 430-ish calories for that. But I'm going to make you guys work for it. If you want me to see me eat this live and maybe expel it, we'll have some fun. I'm going to make you guys work for it. Eric's Friday channel. Using this flash drive, it only did 2 partitions on the SSD. The last flash drive did 4 and is installing faster. It depends on the type of install. I've noticed that if you do a legacy install, it'll only create 2 partitions. If you do a UEFI advanced install, you'll see 4 partitions. I honestly don't know why. I'd have to really look it up, but that's just the way Windows works now. I'm not sure. I think I did see your PM earlier, Mark. I'll have to look at it again. It's really hard right now to keep up with everybody that wants to have an audience with me. Again, that's why I do the live streams like this the way I do them. That way I can get as many people in and answer as many questions as possible. Okay. Wait a minute. There is something I need to go over with you guys before I totally forget and we run out of time. Okay. So I'm going to bring you guys down here as much as I can. So right here, I have one of those Dell Optiplex 7020s. This is the ultra small form factor ones, the ones that I'm not necessarily all that crazy about. But they were in the haul, so I had to take them. Let me see if I can. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you guys can have a picture of my lap for a few minutes. Okay, so I'm going to open this up real quick and show you guys a problem that I've had with these in the past and how I solve them. Okay, so looking in here, you can see you have the CD, laptop style CD drive, which to take that out, you pull up on this flap and pull back and it'll come out. And then here is your hard drive cage. All you have to do here is push this thing forward and you lift this up and the hard drive cage comes out. Actually, what you see here is typical Dell hard drive rail. Pull that out. You put your hard drive in there and then it just snaps right back in place, just like that. Now, there is, believe it or not, enough space if you use a slimline desktop hard drive in there to actually put a SSD on top here. And if you look, there are actually some screw holes, one there and one there. You can actually mount the SSD. But you're probably thinking, Matt, how many SATA ports do you have on this? Okay, so on the bottom here, if you look really close, I don't know if it'll get well on camera there, but you can kind of see that there are 3 SATA ports. You can see the blue, the black, and then the white one that's not being used. But the problem that I was having is they only give you, okay, one SATA port is for the disk drive, the optical drive, another one for the hard drive, but they only give you one additional power connector for your SATA. So I'm thinking, how in the world am I going to connect 2 SATA hard drives when I only have one power connector? Well, ta-da, that's where this baby comes in. A lot of you may not be aware of the existence of this, but this is basically a duplexing connector. So what you do is you plug in your one lowly SATA port, a power cable, into this one right here, and I got to get the right one. I got to get the male. So I'm going to plug this in, making sure I match it up properly, just like that. And voila, you actually have your 2 SATA power ports. Now, this one actually found, in the interest of full disclosure, I actually found in one of these cases. I went on eBay and actually bought some more of these that had longer cables. Actually, they had longer SATA power connectors because the first few that I mounted the SSD not on the actual hard drive rail here, but I actually mounted it on the power supply because I found it was a better fit. So just to show you guys, if you have some of these ultra small form factor Dells and you want to add more than one SATA hard drive, you just need to get one of these connectors. And they're really cheap. They were maybe $2 or $3 a piece on eBay. So very, very good buy for that. I'm going to put you guys back up here so you're not looking at my stomach. Though, you know what? I'm getting it, everybody. I've been doing sit-ups every day. I'm starting to develop a little bit of a six-pack there, though I need to get rid of the loose skin. Sonic Wang, I never understood why more PC makers did not use a laptop hard drive and laptop disk drive in PCs would make them much smaller. I can understand the optical drives being the laptop size, like in this one. I'm very glad they did not use a laptop style hard drive. And the reason being, they are much more prone to failure, especially the conventional ones. Smaller package, smaller platters, they build up more heat and they just don't last as long. So I think that's why most of the manufacturers didn't do it. But it does kind of make sense when you think about it, because it would be a smaller form factor. You'd be able to more than one drive in there. But again, the drives just wouldn't last as long. Tyler, was at Walmart today and they had a SSD Western Digital for $49, blue 250 gigabyte. Not sure if it is a good deal or not. Would it be faster than my Western Digital 10EZEX? I have seen that drive. $49 is a good buy for that. Well, at the 250 gigabyte price, 250 gig size, that is a little on the high side. It's a good drive. They are very fast, but if you go to Best Buy, you'd be much better off going with one of the PNY CS900s. These are albeit 240 gigs, so you lose 10 gig there, but these are only 34, so you'd save yourself what, 10, 11, about $15, and these are every bit as good as those Western Digital blue drives are. I don't think we're going to hit the target, folks. It looks like I'm going to have to wait till another live stream to do this. Going to keep it right there, though, just in case. We got about another 10 minutes, so we'll see what happens. Somebody might want to see me do it bad enough to hit that $20 super chat goal. Hey, Matt, the hard drive you've shown us, will they work on any 1 terabyte SSD hard drive without the need for an addition, another bracket? Let me reread that. I'm not sure I totally understood that. The hard drive Then we just showed us they work on any 1 terabyte hard drive without need for additional bracket. Okay. The short answer is yes. The right way to do it would be to get if it's for a desktop, get a 2.5 inch to 3.5 inch bracket and put it in another slot. However, what I will do, if I already have a conventional hard drive in a desktop, like a 1 terabyte hard drive, you can actually mount this directly on top of that hard drive with double-sided mounting tape. I've shown it in other videos, and I don't really want to get up right now, but actually, what I can do, let me see if I can find it online real quick. And see if I can actually find the one that I get at Dollar Tree. Foam tape. There it is. It's from the Super Glue Company, by the way. Okay, Mark. So if you click on this link I'm about to share, this is the link to what I buy, and it's actually called Super Glue Pre-Cut Foam Mounting Tape. You get a 6-foot roll for $1, and it comes in little pieces, so it's nice. I mean, you get really a lot for your money, and you can put a whole bunch of them on the bottom of the SSD, and that's what I'll do. And then I'll take the tape off both sides, and then I'll stick it right on top of the conventional hard drive. Works great. Sloth loves Dollar Tree. How about a thumbs up for Dollar Tree? Love it too. Love Dollar Tree. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, the double-sided mounting tape really gets the job done, and it is a permanent solution in most cases. I mean, maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, it'll start to degrade, but at that point, most people won't even have the computer anymore. It is double-sided tape technically, but it's foam mounting tape, so it's actually thicker. I would say it's about 2 or 3 centimeters thick versus double-sided tape, which is not even really a centimeter thick. Yeah, I love dollar stores, Mark, though. I hate to say it, in our area, being that Dollar Tree is actually based in our areas where it started, they have kind of a monopoly around here. It's very hard to find other independent dollar stores other than Dollar Tree, though there are a few around. Oh, not a Dollar General fan. Boy, then you don't want to live up where my uncle lives. That's about your only option. I'm serious. Other than the local Great American, all they have are Dollar Generals, really. What are we at? 30 likes. All right. All right. I'll make this easy. I'll make this easier, let's say. If we get to 50 likes, 50, I'll eat it. I'll eat this tonight live for you guys before I go. Well, I'll probably have to extend the live stream a little bit, but if we get to 50 likes, 50 likes. Okay, no, wait a minute. I'm gonna admit 50 likes. One more super chat. I don't care what the amount is. I'll eat this. Those are the 2 criteria. Say, Matt, one of my meds are gone now. The doctor cut me off at 1. Classic mobile home. Boy, I feel your pain there. I've had issues like that in the past with certain meds. What I would suggest is see if you can find a free clinic where you are. Just make sure that you are doing the right thing. In other words, if it's a medication that you really need, take it. But if it's something that they cut you off because you don't really need it anymore, then, kind of accept it. Oh boy, wait a minute. Higher gun. Okay, higher gun. We're okay, let me put this down. Higher gun. Hired gun. I got 10 Canadian dollars, and I'm going to count it as American dollars. I'm not going to be that stingy. Oh boy, we're getting there too. 50 likes. Come on. 50 likes. Got to get to 50 likes. Come on. Let's do it. We can do this. Come on. Awesome. Doesn't need it anymore. That's great. There are a lot of medications I don't need anymore either. We have a great Canadian dollar store where nothing is a dollar except cheap 2013 expired batteries. You talking about dollar? What was it? Dollar King or something like that? I've been to Canada before. My father is French Canadian, so I've been to Quebec. They had something called Dollar King, I think it was, and I remember they were Chateau brand batteries because that's a French name for like a little college, is Chateau. Higher gun wants to see what the cold thing's about. All right, come on, come on. We're gonna. I feel it. I feel we're gonna do it. Come on, come on. Dollarama. That was it. Dollar King was something else. Yeah, Dollarama. I should have remembered that. My memory is not very good. Come on, let's do it. Come on. I got one more. I want to do this for you guys. 50 likes. Come on. Let's do some more likes here. I want to do this, but I have to stick to it. I have to. I have to. Eric goes, by my dad's house, they have an 89-cent store. Now that's interesting. That's very interesting. I've been in 99-cent stores, but I've never been to 89-cent stores. That's something I've never even heard of. I'd love to go see it though. Eric, next time I'm up your way, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. I'm gonna make some time. Mark Evan, hey man, how's your father's recovery coming along from that surgery he had? He is doing really well. For those of you that haven't kept up with it, he had shoulder rotator cuff surgery, but it was like the whole shoulder they replaced. He can do most things now. He has to do his exercises where he kind of lifts his arm up. But he doesn't even really need to do that anymore. He rehabilitated himself. A little bit of help from me. I had to help him out with that one exercise where we have to do the range of motion where we lift the arm up all the way and go down. But he's doing fine. Other than that, he's doing fine. All right. We're almost there. We're 4 minutes away. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do because I really don't think I want to do this, and I really don't think we're gonna get to 50 likes. My original statement holds true. If we can get to $20 super chat before we hit the 60-minute mark, I'll do it. So we need another $3, and I'll do it, or 50 likes before we hit 60, and I'm gonna do it. Classic Mobile, I'm down to 1 shot a day on my diabetes. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. That is something that is very hard to do. Once you are technically diabetic, it's very hard to reverse that. And it sounds like you're doing that. So cheers. Really awesome. How's your mother doing? Oh, man, we did it. Okay. Hard gun. Okay. I'm just going to put it right next to there. All right, so we got it. Ready? Exploding coal. I'm kind of hungry tonight anyway, so that's okay. Ugh. Hold on. If I can get into this. Ugh. Okay, so I got this from Harris Teeter, and supposedly it has little pieces of coal in it with the dark chocolate. So let's see what it's like. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Okay, I'm going to see if you guys can hear this. Hear that crackling sound? Yeah, I wasn't chewing at that point. That's actually a little bits of coal in here. No, I don't think it requires a jackhammer. Modesty prevents me from showing you my mouth open while I'm eating, so I'm just going to do this. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me. Pop Rocks, exactly what it sounds like. Really good. I'm sorry. Very good, too, by the way. It's made by Churro Choker, Carlsbad, California. Free of artificial preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors or sweeteners, no trans fat. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can get a look at that. Come on, focus. Focus. There you go. Very good. Very, very good. Need a lift kit and stacks now, Matt. Ugh. I don't know about that. No, we got the super chat goal. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're really good, by the way. I don't feel too guilty because it's technically health food. Think I can say that with a straight face? Oh, here. Take a bite, Classic Mobile Home. Boy, it is really good. It's sweet, but it really doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. The crackling, oh my gosh, the crackling is a pip. I don't know how, Pop Rocks is the best way to describe it, but I don't know. Did you actually eat Pop Rocks? I don't think I ever had that. It's like Rice Krispies in my mouth. Oh my gosh. Well, I highly recommend this now. I didn't know what that was going to taste like, but man, that is good. That is really, really good. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to end it here. Hired Gun, I promise you I will finish this before the end of the night. So you will get bang for your buck. But I'm tired of hiding my mouth because I have a hard time eating with my mouth closed. So thank you guys for coming. That's it. So good. All right. Oh, no biggie, brother. All right, everybody. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank everybody for coming. And as always, have a blessed day. Really good. Really, really good.